Hello there, Ray here, and today guys I'll be showing you guys a weird trick to do with the soul campfires as well as normal ones, which allows you to convert a non-renewable resource into an infinite resource. And remember guys to go ahead and subscribe because I have tons more I would like to show you. And guys, remember to join my Discord, and there we come up with cool ideas like this, as well as you guys can share your own contraptions and videos on there. In the recent snapshot, they went ahead and made a change to campfires and how they are crafted. Before, when you want to craft up a soulfire campfire, the crafting recipe asks for 1 soul soil. This is one of the new blocks in 1.16. The change that they made is they allowed it so you can also put in soul sand as a block to craft up the soulfire. Both these blocks have the images of the souls in them, and they also both have the word soul in their name. So it does make sense that they would both be used to craft any type of soul item, such as soul torches, soul lanterns, soul campfires. And RA555 showed me that even if you craft the soulfire up with soul sand, being the older block that we're all used to, we can still get a normal soul campfire that stacks with all the rest of them. And if we go ahead and place down this campfire and we would break it, notice how it drops soul soil. This means we just turn soul sand into soul soil. Now, soul soil, the new block, is a non-renewable resource, meaning that you're only limited to the amount that you can find in your world. There's no way to really farm it up in large quantities. This is not the same for soul sand, which you can now get unlimited amounts from bartering with piglins. Piglins actually provide a wide variety of useful nether items. I did an entire playlist going over all those, as well as how you can easily barter with piglins while being AFK. So essentially, the soul sand is an unlimited resource. But with this new setup here, it is possible to also make the new soul soil an unlimited resource. Now there is quite a few recipes that you can do with soul soil, like make the torches, make the lanterns, or even make the campfires. But you can also do these with the soul sand. You also can put both of them on the ground and light them with flint and steel, and they will both produce this really cool blue fire. They also can both be built into a T-shape and used to summon withers. So they're pretty much exactly the same. The only difference is the textures. As the soil has a more smooth texture, this one's more of the jaggier texture. Also, the soul sand kind of slows you down when you walk on top of it, whereas soul soil, you can walk on it pretty fast. Now there's some also weird properties to do with the normal campfire, which I'll go over in a bit, but I want to show you guys this setup here. It's pretty simple. We just have a clock dropping us items that come from this chest. What you want to do is just make a lot of soul campfires and put them into the chest here. Then you want to put your campfires in offhand, and you want to use the axe to break them. You can use whatever type you want to. If it has efficiency, it's going to go a little faster. Also, if you have the effect of haste, like haste 2 will make you mine it faster. For it to be in survival. You don't want to use a silk touch axe, because if you would put the campfire down and then silk touch it, it's just going to drop as campfire again. You want to actually break it, so you can use like a fortune axe or just a normal axe. These are my weird axes I got that I've saved in my toolbar. Every time I jump versions, the name just keeps getting longer. So now you're ready to use it. What you want to do is hold down right click to place in the campfire, and then also hold down left click, and you can see how fast it is. You can see the items jumping off of it and going into the hopper over there. Now the particle effects that come off the campfire can kind of obscure your view, and if you don't like the particle effects of the campfire, you can go ahead and remove those by putting a block that covers this area that is 2 blocks above it. So something like a trap door is a full cube on the bottom, so it'll block all of the particles, and by putting it 1 block above it, the particles won't be able to get summoned through it. Then the majority of the smoke won't be able to make through it. You can go ahead and just turn on this dropper, which turns on this clock. I'm just going to drop you items every so often. Now, there's still a bug in this version where items moving from the ground up into the player's inventory, that visual is actually missing. So there is actually items dropping. If I move away, you can see it, but they still haven't fixed that bug. Then you just stand over here on the edge, hold down right click as well as left click. You just keep placing and breaking. And yeah, you can see how every single one that you break is always a soul soil, even if you craft them out of soul sand. It's actually very fast as well. So depending on what type of axe you use, you can increase the speed of this however fast you want it. And you can use like a comparator clock to make it even faster. Switch that, you can increase delay with this repeater, or you can remove all delay so it goes quite fast. Go ahead and give it a try. Looks like that's able to pretty much keep up with me. And you can even go faster if you just replace this with a redstone dust. Now it's like hyperspeed. Now it's like super hyperspeed. Now if you want to AFK this, you can hold down your mouse buttons and then press F3 plus T, and then when this bar comes up, release your buttons on your mouse. Then the game will recognize that those buttons are held down, and they will keep them down. So now my guy is automatically placing and breaking without me actually holding any buttons on my mouse or keyboard. Very useful trick for doing a lot of AFKing. And then when you want to stop it, just press the buttons again and it will automatically stop. You can go ahead and turn this off as well. And then all the soul soil will be in this chest over here. If you accidentally use Silk Touch, notice you'll just get the campfires back and you can just try again. So this method does require you doing a lot of crafting, but there's some tricks you could do when crafting these up. You can use my new infinitely automatic wood farm, which allows you to get wood without even needing a player online. And this uses the new fungus trees, which provide these stems. You can also turn the stems into sticks as well. So if you first turn this into planks, these can be turned into sticks, and these can also be used as fuel. Some of you guys were asking that about my fungus tree farm. Can you actually use this for fuel? You can't use any of the blue or red blocks for fuel, but if you would like craft them up into stuff like sticks, or if you make like a chest, this stuff is normal and could also be put into the furnaces. So any normal item that you can make using this can also be used as fuel. You can see a wide variety of blocks that you can make out of this, including even composters, but probably the most fuel efficient one is just turning it into sticks. So the entire campfire can be made just in the nether dimension by using the fungus tree plus soul soil or soul sand, and by using my warp tree farm and my piglin bartering farm. You get both of these infinitely automatic. The only thing you really have to do is the crafting and then putting it into the chest. This is especially great for Skyblock servers, or Skyblock, because you can't get soul soil in Skyblock. So this is a way to take the traits from piglins and then convert it into soul soil. When it comes to normal campfires, there's actually a similar trick you can do, because you can craft these up with coal, or you can also craft them up with charcoal. Both of these actually work. Let's say you craft it up with coal and you make yourself a campfire. Then if you go ahead and place down the campfire and break it, you will actually get 2 charcoal items back. So we just pick those up, you got 2 charcoal. Even though when I made the campfire, I never used 2 charcoal, I used a coal piece. You can convert 1 coal into 2 charcoal, but you're also going to lose 3 log blocks. Interestingly enough, log blocks are normally used to make charcoal. You would think that this would be equivalent to about 4 charcoal pieces. But remember that these warp stems cannot be converted into charcoal because they can't be used as fuel or be burnt down into charcoal in a furnace. So here's a furnace, and if I go ahead and just put in some fuel, something like sticks will work. But if I try to shift click like planks, slabs, or even the warp stem, I can't actually shift click it in here, meaning that cannot be used for fuel source, but I can shift click in sticks. And if I go ahead and put the warp stem up here, notice how it does not cook down into charcoal. But if I just use a normal log, you see that it does work. So what we did here is we actually converted a block that you normally can't turn to charcoal into charcoal. So if we craft this with one of the charcoal pieces, we can produce a campfire. Then we can break down that campfire and we end up with 2 charcoal. And we kind of lost 2 logs, but the logs weren't really able to be used for too much when it comes to fuel. We also lost 3 sticks. But it is a weird way to convert something that normally can't be charcoal into charcoal. But if you want to make something like a block of coal, you will have to use actual coal and not charcoal. Now if you're using this farm, you will use some durability on your axe. You could choose to just use your fist to break it as well, which then you just use up hunger. And then on like hard difficulty, you want to have like a beacon to regenerate you or have a food source. You can also destroy the campfires by dropping duplicated TNT on top of it to break it off. As the TNT will not silk touch it, therefore it will come out as soul soil form. You can also place these into a wither and have a wither break them. Overall, this is a very interesting way to make soul soil a renewable resource for survival. And I personally don't think they're going to change this just because you really don't gain that much from it. Both soul soil and soul sand are almost identical. And it's very similar to past versions where you can make like a boat out of different types of wood and then break the boat and always get back like oak. They eventually made different types of boats, but that was unrelated to that mechanic. And this mechanic existed in the campfires, and if they did fix it, they would have to make similar looking campfires that had different NBT tags, therefore they wouldn't be able to stack. But then they would remember what block to drop if they were broken. They're very interesting mechanics, and thanks to RA555 for showing me it. I'd love to hear you guys' opinions about this. And do you think the new soil is actually better looking than the sand? Tell me all that down in the comments, and I will provide you guys with this world download. It's the same world where I have all the other farms here, and also have the piglin trades. If you're curious, you want to look at all the piglin trades. They're all listed here, and one of the most common one is the soul sand here. And remember guys, don't forget to go ahead and share this video with other Minecrafters so they can learn about this cool mechanic and use it to their advantage. As well as leave a like on the video. I'd like to thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye bye.